You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Isn't that annoying? Oh wow. I love you all. Welcome back to the Sean Debbie West Show, my show. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. The title of the show says Proof. Diddy lost millions stepping down as chairman of Revolt TV. Diddy ex-assistant speaks on Diddy. Okay. We'll be getting into more as we always do. So again, welcome back. Grab a cute little snack and hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. All right. Over 300 people in the building. We should have at least 300 likes. We should have at least 300 likes today. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So I want to start off by saying this about Cassie. Okay. I know a lot of people think that when women, especially, come forward with things that, people like me, the panderers, we just jump on the bandwagon and things like that. Absolutely not. Okay. We are definitely ones that like fact. In some situations with people that have, have had SA or, things like that in their life, a lot of them don't come forward. And when they do, I don't believe that they're supposed to have proof, because a lot of times you don't. You kind of just went through this. There's no paper trail to get you to where you are, or what happened. So yeah, a lot of times, a lot of people, don't have that. And people like Cassie's case, she's lucky enough to have had, like paper trails and pictures and videos and witnesses, and stuff that can come forward on her behalf. So, and I think that that's great when you're dealing with somebody as powerful as Diddy, okay? Because you're going to need all of those things. Your word will not be enough. So, I'm one that if someone's coming forward with their essay story, I'm not going to doubt their story. If they don't have any proof, because again, a lot of times you don't, I'm just going to sit back. So if I didn't believe someone's story, I'm not just going to come live hooping and hollering at them and cursing them out and calling them a liar, and all of that stuff. It's just, you just kind of just, I feel like you kind of shut up. If you don't believe them, that's fine. But I don't think that it's okay to say something about it without having ironclad proof that the person is a liar, because you can be affecting a lot of other people that have been through these things. So victims, when they hear someone else coming forward as a victim, if they can relate, number one, when you're calling them a liar, kind of like you're talking to them, and not that you literally are, but it can feel that way. Because it's like, well, I went through those things too. I went through things like that too. So what, you calling me a liar? I don't have any like literal proof of pictures, or anything like that, but it did happen to me. So for you to call her a liar, it's like you're calling them a liar as well. So I feel like you should be cautious of that. If you're a content creator, number one, be cautious of who you call a liar. If you don't have ironclad proof, like proof this is fact, they're lying, like they've never even met this person or was never even around them or anything like that, then then go ahead. Do your thing. But if you don't know for a fact, then it's what I would just say nothing. Another thing that I want to clear up with Cassie, this New York act that they put out was for 1 year, okay? The act that made it so that Cassie could sue Diddy, that is what it was for, lawsuits, okay? So for 1 year, anybody that had that the statute of limitation no longer protects, it's going to protect you for a lawsuit against your accuser for 1 year. Lawsuit, okay? Not criminal charges, not any of that stuff, because the statute of limitation no longer protects you. So you can't bring up charges against someone and the statutes are, they're gone, So it wasn't for her to bring charges upon him or any of the victims that are coming forward right now within this time. It's not for them to bring charges. And I want to pull this up too. So when people are like, oh, well, why did she settle? Why did she this? Why did she that? It was for lawsuits, okay? Not criminal charges, all right? So Diddy is not the only person being affected by this. And I want to pull that up too, okay? So that people can see this. Shout out to Independent. Celebrities, politicians among those named in SA suits filed underneath New York's Adult Survivors Act. For a year, New York's Adult Survivors Act gave adults claiming that they have been SA'd a chance to file civil lawsuits no matter how long ago the SAs occurred. Okay, so civil lawsuits, that's what Cassie filed, a civil lawsuit. That is it. Okay, so this Survivors Act is not protecting them to be able to file charges against the person, able to file lawsuits. Okay, so when people are just like, oh, well, why wouldn't she be trying to get justice and whatnot? She's just trying to get money. No, this is the only thing she was offered. So the only thing was offered to them was be able to come forward and sue, give financial compensation for everything that you have been through. Okay, you have 1 year from 2022 to 2023 as of this month or last month. I think it's this month. Basically like November to November. to be able to file a lawsuit. And I want to keep saying that, lawsuit. So when people are saying like, oh, this is a money grab. For a year, New York Adult Survivors Act gave adults claiming that they had been SA'd a chance to file a civil lawsuit. Okay, meaning money, compensation. You only have 1 year to do so. If you do not do it, forever hold your peace. So when people, why now? Do you want to ask the New York government that? Because they the one who made it as of last year, giving these adults a year to be able to do so. So ask them why now. Because if they would have did it last year, Cassie would have filed last year. If they would have did it the year before that, she would have did it the year before that. If they would have did it the year before that, she would have did it the year before that. She didn't have the opportunity. So until New York dropped this act, this Adult Survivors Act, there was nothing Cassie could do. Nothing. All of the statute of the limitations had been up already. So there was nothing she could do. So when people are saying, why now? This is the only time. If she doesn't do it now, then she can never do it. And these things, the majority of them, happen in New York. Okay? So if they open up this act again and they do it in Florida or somewhere else, she could do this all over again, technically. Technically, depending on what it was stated in the settlement. Now, if the settlement only protect Diddy against what's going on in New York, then that's it. Okay? So if something happened to her in Miami and Florida drops this act, she can file all over again. If something happened to her there, she can prove it. I'm confused by why people are feeling like, oh, why now? Ask the government that. That don't have nothing to do with her. The opportunity to transpire, she took it. That's all that matters. So this isn't a money grab. This is, if anything, a stimulus for victims. A stimulus package for trauma. Is all this is. All the trauma I put you through, who go a couple hours. That's it. Because that's all they're being offered. Now, if it was to file criminal charges, she would have. The things that she stated in her lawsuit are criminal. Why would she not file those things if she could? She can't. Because she would. But she can't. So again, to all of you toxic males, overly masculine idiots, it was not a money grab. The creep squad, Rich Dollars, all of you idiots, the one that will listen before you read, the ones that will go online and listen to what other people have said that don't read, and then y'all just jump on the bandwagon because y'all males, because y'all want to be gay together heterally. You weirdos. So I'm like, y'all weird. Y'all are idiots. I'm like, what? Did you not read what the Survivors Act is? It's only about lawsuits. That's it. Didn't have anything to do with being able to get actual justice. No. Because she would have sought it. Why would she not? And then she can't help what the state would have did anyway. So even if Cassie would have just filed the lawsuit and there was an opportunity to bring up criminal charges, the state could still bring up charges against Diddy. But the statute of limitations are up. So even the state couldn't bring up charges right now on Diddy based on what happened to Cassie. They can't even do anything. Their hands are tied unless an act is passed to where you can bring up set charges, whether RICO or, you know, whatever, on the accused. Okay. There is something that I want to say right now, but I really respect this person. I'm not going to say it. So, but a shout out to the judge says, love you, Sean. As an SA victim, I appreciate what you said. Let them know. No, absolutely. I think people, these topics are very sensitive. And I think people are so interested in the entertainment aspect that they don't realize that they are affecting people by what they are doing and saying. So when I mean it's like, so due to this act, I don't know how it will work, but what allegedly happened back in the day to Jennifer Huff happened in the 90s, and it happened in, from what I gather, the New York area, or something like that, with Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty. So I'm just saying, like, this act is for everyone. So it's helpful to someone like her who has been through certain things and has been hurt. And all of us were championing for Jennifer. So to come forward and just throw stones at these people and curse them out and come for them, I feel like we would be doing that to her too. And I think the majority of people that support Jennifer Huff don't feel that way. But a lot of them are throwing stones, you know, at Cassie and saying that, oh, this is a money grab, and this is a this, and this is a that. It's just like, no, like this isn't a money grab at all. It's the only thing that is being offered. If other things were being offered, like criminal charges and things like that, I think the victims would take that opportunity as well. They're not being offered that. So what else do you expect them to do? Would you rather them not sue? Although the state is telling them that they can. Hey, you can sue the person that harmed you. It's like, nah. Well, why not? You go through a lot with that type of trauma. You go through a lot. You know, it's hard to work. It's hard to do a lot of things. Sleep, eat, take care of your family. It's hard to do a lot of those things because set things that you've been through. Why not be compensated for it? A person like Cassie signed a 10-album deal with Diddy and came out with one album. Did he not stifle her career? Did he not set her back millions of dollars Cassie could have made if she would have kept producing music, doing movies, modeling? She could have made a lot of money. A lot of money. Why should she not be compensated for those things after he held her back for 10 years? Over 10 plus. You sign a 10-album deal alone to come out with one album, but the whole time this person is taking you city to city, state to state, having you do FOs, you know, and all of this when you're an artist. You're here to sing, you're here to dance. But since you're pretty, since you're beautiful to this person, they want to treat you as an item instead of a person. Instead of an artist, you are now a sex doll. And forced to be it. Not you want to, no, you're literally running, leaving, all that. And each time you do, like a pimp, to a situation with a woman that is selling her body for him, he harms you to make you afraid to leave. Being held against your will for that long. Any relationship or anything you try to get into, it's ripped to shreds. While this person is doing whatever they want to do. She doesn't deserve to be compensated. Why not? I'm just confused about it. Why would she not deserve to be compensated? She was supposed to do 10 albums. She didn't even get past one. Not even one. Wasn't performing, nothing. Nothing, just a trophy. A beaten up trophy. An oversexed trophy is what she was. You don't think that's going to follow her? You don't think the type of celebrity field that she's in, she's not going to keep bumping into these people she did FOs with and stuff and be triggered, constantly reminded? You don't think she's still going to bump into Diddy? You don't think she's going to? Think about their circles. Her circle is his circle. Lauren London, people like that she's really close to, she met through Diddy. She met through him. And not everybody got to see the monster. So not everybody's going to treat him as a monster because they didn't see it. As far as they see, it's this cool dude that be, he around drinking, partying, blah, blah, blah. We don't see this monster you speak of, this dark times. We haven't seen that. Some people have, but a lot of people, like artists and some, they didn't see it. They have no idea. He would hide Cassie away, lock her away, and till she healed. So a lot of people didn't get to see what was actually going on. Some knew, but a lot didn't. So you don't think that's going to affect her? You don't think so? If she used to have to go online and find male models, to do certain things to her, you don't think she's going to walk runway shows with some of those same people? You don't think that? You don't think there's parties she's going to be invited to and Diddy be there? You don't think that there's people that have record companies and record labels and stuff like that choose not to work with her because of Diddy? They don't want to ruffle any feathers. So instead of offering her a check, we just gonna not do it because we cool with Diddy. Yeah. And Hollywood, everyone knows it's not what you know, it's who you know. So yeah, this woman is gonna be affected by this forever. Like it's never going anywhere. And look how big the topic is. As much as she wants to get away from it, it's boom, all in your grill. Okay. So she know what she was doing. Again, Diddy offered her $30 million, between $10 and $30 million. Well, $10 and $100 million, before she even filed the suit. She said 30. He agreed. She still filed it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So she still did that due to the law. She did that because the law said that she had a year to file it, and she did. So when people saying, "Oh, she settled," she didn't have a choice but to file it. Yeah, you don't get to threaten someone with something that the law is giving you permission to do. No, do it. So she did it to cover her tracks and whatnot. And you don't think she's getting phone calls? You don't think she's getting threats? I mean, he blew up cars. I mean, like, you don't think that? I think that's another reason she submitted it, because she wanted this to be public. She wanted people to know. So just in case anything happened to her or anybody she loves, this is where that energy is coming from. It's not unexplained. So if a Kim Porter situation happens, and one of my family members is fine before they go to sleep and they don't wake up, they swear it's pneumonia, but it's not a trace of it in that person's system. No, it's not pneumonia. No, it's not that. If my husband just come up missing, no, he didn't run away. Okay. Yeah. My mama all of a sudden just catch something. Yeah. No, she was fine before. Okay. Something happened to one of my kids. No, they were 100% healthy. So now there's a bigger microscope over Cassie. So that comes with protection. That's another thing. Because if she would have handled this privately, you don't think Diddy would be trying to torment this girl and do all type of stuff to her? And we will have no idea why. Oh, well, they dated, but not in the past, blah, blah, blah. Not knowing this whole time he did all of this stuff to this girl. All of this stuff to this girl. And secretly swept it underneath the rug. And we had no idea. And now she gone. No different than a Kim Porter. Imagine if Kim Porter would have did a lawsuit like this before she passed. And then she passed. People are already feeling like Sean Combs has something to do with her passing. People already feel that way. So if people are already feeling like you have something to do with it, and then it is super alleged that she was writing a book, among other things. Okay. With this situation with Cassie, the difference between her and Kim is that whatever she was writing or doing and whatnot, there was no law to protect her to be able to protect herself. So this law in New York helped Cassie protect herself. That's all it did. It gave her more real protection. to where people are actually going to have an eye on her and pay attention to her. So if something happens to her or anybody around her, we're going to have a different type of awareness of what it could have possibly been. Before this lawsuit, it wouldn't have been that. If something would have happened, you know, and whatnot, we would have just kind of like Kim Porter. A lot of people just kind of chucked it up and just like, oh, that's unfortunate. She passed away. She was real sick, but she wasn't. Like she wasn't real sick. She was absolutely fine before passing away. Her vitals were normal. Her temperature was down. All of that. So it's like, why is she not here? And then the same coroner that did her autopsy and whatnot and toxicology report passes away soon after. Like, but we're not supposed to think of that. None of that stuff's matter. None of that stuff matters, although it's factual. And since it's factual, if you say something like that, it's a conspiracy. No. Conspiracies usually don't have a lot of facts. They usually don't have a lot of facts. It's more so what I think and what it could have been, and this and this, and this person said that. And this conspiracy. It's like there's no actual proof behind what we're saying. We're taking things that did happen and adding in our opinion. It was what's turning it into theory, conspiracy, whatever. Okay. Like Kim Porter, when she passed away, it became a conspiracy. Because it's just like, well, what happened? This doesn't make sense. And then you have people that loved and cared about her, like the Albie Shores, and people like that came forward and said that she did not pass away. Why would I not believe people that knew her? Now, I can understand not believing a YouTuber or a TikToker or somebody on IG. I could, okay. But people that were actually around her, not at all. Not at all. Diddy loved Kim so much, but fired everybody pretty much that she hired. Everyone she had around that she trusts, you know, and whatnot, to take care of her children. He got rid of all of those people. All of them. From the nanny to family, to everyone. Everyone. Now they're just like Combses. Like they're only dealing with him and his people and his family. You know, before that, they have relationships with a lot of other people. You know, Kimora Lee, you know, one of they're very close to Kimora and her family. Shout out to Dante's. For the super sticker, says you get a new subscriber, loving and shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the super sticker. Shout out to Kathy. She says, stay all on his neck. Oh, for sure. No, like people need to know that he's a monster. Like he absolutely is. He's a monster. Shout out to Dante's again for the super sticker. There was some more. I'll try to catch them because I feel bad when they go by because I super care. I just be trying to keep the show going. So yeah, so I feel for Cassie and I feel for people like Cassie. So it's not me jumping onto the bandwagon and trying to, oh, you're pandering. No, it's not a pander. A pandering is to something is having a bias opinion towards it because of either how it affects you or how you feel about it. I'm completely unbiased when it comes to it. Diddy settling let me know out the gate that Cassie was telling the truth. Because if she was not telling the truth, there's no reason to settle. And why Diddy shouldn't settle is because he's too big of a figure to be settling. There's no reason for it. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Over 900 people in the building. We should have at least 600 likes. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So yeah. So yeah, I don't get that you know when people you know are saying these things. I'm just like, no, he should not have settled at all whatsoever. He shouldn't have. He should have taken it all the way. And it's not a headache to take it all the way. It's protecting your name. Diddy can protect his name because he knows Cassie's telling the truth. She has a lot of things and a lot of witnesses that she could get to come forward. And look how many people are already coming out the floodgate. Ex-assistants, bodyguards, and you know, managers. You even got people like Suge Knight and whatnot that are defending her. So if these people are coming forward and defending her, they're already character witnesses, you know, whether they come to court or not. These statements are enough of people that were present to say that they witnessed it. So that's why he settled, because she was going to win. If Cassie and that lawsuit would have went all the way, she would have won. That's why Diddy offered her an amount of money that she couldn't refuse. That's what it's for anyway. That's what it's for. Compensation. Lawsuits are compensation. Money. Okay. So this is on Diddy. This is not on Cassie. Okay. So that's weird. That people are like, oh, like, okay. So Trump and others have definitely, of course, Diddy's on here. Harvey Weinstein, Jamie Foxx, Russell Brand, Bill Cosby, Steven Tyler, L.A. Reid, Axl Rose, Mike Tyson, Guns N' Roses, Andrew Como, how you say that? Neil Portnow, Rudy Giuliani, just so many different people that have been affected celebrity-wise by this act. It's not just Diddy. Okay, there's a lot of other celebrities that people are taking the time and taking the opportunity with this Survivors Act to do just that. So let's stop it with they're targeting Diddy. No, they're not. If they're targeting Diddy, then why is he not the only person on the list? That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. Aaron Hall, yeah, correct. So many others that are getting popped. So again, no one's being targeted. It's just witnesses are coming forward talking about this. So it's like, how do you have how do you even come to defend a person that are being brought up on these things? My thing is, let them defend themselves. That's my thing. If Diddy's innocent, let him defend himself. Okay, if he's innocent, prove it. If Jamie Foxx, so many others, Andrew Cuomo, Trump, Aaron Hall, if all of them are innocent, they need to speak for themselves. In the story, speak for yourself. You innocent, prove it. Okay, if you can't prove it, then shut your mouth, because there's some type of guilt there if you cannot prove it. So yeah, I don't feel like it's the victim's job. I feel like it's the accused job. You're being accused of this. Prove you didn't do it. You prove you didn't do it. You get to walk away. You don't have to, worry about it. Diddy did not prove that he did not do anything to Cassie. Okay. Instead, he offered her a deal of silence. So who would he be protecting within that moment? He's protecting himself. Not Cassie protecting herself from what? Like, she didn't do nothing to anybody. So yeah. And where he messed up is, that's what I say, you don't mess with God's anointed. Cassie is anointed. She is a sweet person. When people see, I'm still waiting for somebody to come forward and say something negative about Cassie. Everyone just has the nicest things to say about her. The nicest things to say, that she's such a sweetheart. She's a really nice woman, and whatnot, like that, just the nicest things to say. So for you to do something like what you did to her, somebody so innocent, force her to get implants or remove them because of the weight of her body, couldn't even withstand holding them in, when I'm taking her through just the most heinous things for your pleasure, to take her through those things, this was definitely going to come back to you tenfold. That's why I take somebody like her to be the martyr for situations like this, because there's other people that don't have the best past, and because they don't have the best past, it's overlooked. It's overlooked. Like, okay, well, since it's like if Lil' Kim, came forward and said something, or said to somebody did something, oh, well, she was like this in the past, and she rapped about, and da 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 da. That don't have nothing to do with nothing. It don't matter how promiscuous the person is. None of that matters. It don't matter how they dress, how they walk, how they talk, if they sleep with multiple people or a whole bunch of people. When they're doing that, they're giving consent. When that consent is taken away, they are a victim. And it does not make them that because they may have been promiscuous, or they listen to certain music, or they dress a certain way, or that none of that matters. Why does that matter? She's not saying every person she's ever encountered did this to her. She's saying you did. And that's all that counts. Nothing else matters. That's it. So you don't get to wipe it away because you may feel some type of way about the person's character. That has nothing to do with consent. That has nothing to do with that. Okay. And a woman or man do not get to consent out of fear. So because you have them afraid, it's not them giving consent. If I'm in a room that you tell me I cannot leave and I'm afraid of what you're going to do to me because you've already done it to me and you are giving me instructions to do something out of fear, I'm going to comply. Not give consent, not consenting to it. Not 4 men in a room and they all got weapons on them and whatnot. And one of them telling you, you about to bust down. Out of fear, you're doing it, not consent, not consenting to it. I'm afraid. All y'all got weapons. I don't want to make the wrong move, and that's not consent. It's not. So that's why it's easy for victims to blame themselves instead of the people responsible. So I'm sure for years Cassie blamed herself because out of fear, her complying, she felt as if she was giving consent. And she wasn't. It's not consent. It's not consent at all. Consent is saying yes to something you enjoy. Okay? Right? Doing something so that you do not get hurt is not consent. Not consenting to anything. It's fear. Okay? You're scared of dogs, and a dog comes up to you and it's sniffing you and licking you and stuff like that, and you kind of just like, oh my God. Are you consenting? Are you consenting to the dog touching you? Does that mean you want the dog to touch you? Or out of fear, because you're afraid of what the dog will do to you, if you react, you just allow it to do whatever it's doing. God would rather be sniffing me and licking me than biting me. So I'm just going to allow this right now because I'm afraid. But if you're not afraid of the dog, you tell the dog, move. Like, get off me. But if you're afraid of it, you're not going to do those things. You're afraid of spiders. A spider drops onto your shoulder. Out of fear, you may just let it sit there. You just maybe just like, oh, can't move. And sometimes you'll swipe it up, or you'll have somebody else, get it off, you'll have somebody, because. So again, it's a difference. Not the same thing. So don't get them confused. Okay. So because Diddy instilled fear into these people, that's why they did what they did. No different than the enablers. So let's get into some of them, because out of fear, people do things. Out of fear, you don't say anything. You kind of just cut an eye to certain things. Act as if you didn't even see it. Out of fear. Fear, rather, is losing your job or whatever. Diddy's former head of security, who Cassie says, cried with her after witnessing a burst, speaks out. I seen it, I saw it, and was involved with it for years. So there's an update on this. Now, we already read this. I just pulled this up just so people know who I'm talking about when I with the update, which is right here. So Diddy's former head of security hints at speaking out because the reason he kept his word no longer exists. Was caught liking comment about Diddy not caring about his son, who he says has been wrongfully detained in Africa since 2011. Okay. So the real Roger Bonds, Roger Bonds, he says, never keep your word when the reason you kept your word no longer exists. Okay. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. And so here's my thing about Roger Bonds. Roger Bonds is an idiot. Roger Bonds is an idiot. He's not coming forward in Cassie's defense, right? He's coming forward because he feels wronged by Diddy. Okay. That's why he's coming forward. So he's spitefully coming forward because he didn't get something out of the mix. And what the mix is I told y'all when we talked about him the first time, and his son being allegedly wrongfully accused in Africa, although he's been there detained since 2011. Roger has been trying to get to his son, to no prevail. And back in the day, Diddy was supposed to be helping him. Okay. So Diddy was supposed to be using his ties and connections to help Roger get his son out of Africa and back to the United States. Okay. Diddy never did it. All right. He never helped. He didn't do anything to help or anything like that. So that's why Roger feels since now, since you're not being loyal to me, I don't have a reason to be loyal to you. I don't have a reason to hold your secrets and the things that you've done to people and that I've seen you do to people because you didn't help me get my son. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. Now, my issue with that is that Roger stated that the reason he came forward and said these things about Cassie and to, in Cassie's defense, to state that, yeah, I did see these things, I saw them for years and whatnot, is because he has 4 daughters. So how did it come from you having 4 daughters and you're coming forward because if something never happened to them or if a man ever did something like that to them, you would want something done about it? How are you coming forward stating that just to take that back to basically say, my daughters, I'm only saying something because he ain't helped me get my son? Okay. So you watched these things throughout the years that Diddy did to Cassie and you didn't care. Just like a lot of other people that watched didn't care. Okay. Because what you had at stake was more important. Okay. So everything that he had mixed up with Diddy and where Diddy was supposed to be trying to help him get his son and whatnot, he didn't want to risk that. So he allowed Diddy to do what he did to Cassie so that he could keep Diddy around long enough to help him get his son out of Africa. So years later, now in 2023, Diddy still has not helped him get his son and whatnot. And that's the whole reason, allegedly, Roger walked away from being Diddy's head of security, is because he wanted to focus more on trying to get his son out of Africa. But Diddy was supposed to be helping him. Okay, because Diddy has a lot of ties in Africa. He knows a lot of important people there. And he did nothing at all. He was too busy doing whatever he does, FOs and all of that. And here's the thing with the security will let all of these males by. The security were pretty much like right outside of the room when a lot of these things was happening with Cassie in these hotel rooms and whatnot. I mean, where do you think security is going to be? Security doesn't leave. So anything that Cassie was going through or happened, he was right there by the door. Mm-hmm. Julius, Beyonce's bodyguard, he doesn't go anywhere. He lives with them. Now he has his own home, and all that stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He do. And he get breaks. And when he get breaks, another security fills in until he gets back. Okay. So like when he goes on vacation, and stuff like that. Yeah, but he right there. He don't go nowhere. Julian is everywhere Beyonce is. Everywhere Beyonce is. Literally. He don't leave her side. He like her second Jay-Z. He don't go nowhere. And so if anything is happening to Beyonce or with Beyonce, Julius knows. Julius knows everything. There's nothing he does not know. Julius knows everything. He knows all. You can even go back to the elevator incident with Solange. Julius is on the elevator. He ain't said a word. He was there. Mm-hmm. And notice that when when Solange started running up on Jay-Z, Julius didn't move. Mm-hmm. His job is to protect Beyonce. He puts him in front of a bullet for her. He's not going to do it for anybody else. Okay? The most he may do it for is her children. But other than that, Jay-Z got his own security. Mm-hmm. Solange got her own security. Julius is Beyonce. Okay? He belongs to Beyonce. So, yeah. And he's been around for years. Since before Blue Ivy was born. And she, 11 and 12? So even before she was born, Julius has been around. So yeah, he don't leave her side. So he knows everything. It's no different than this man, Roger. Roger knows everything. He saw everything. So when he says, I lived it, he is right. He is not lying. You were there. You were. You're head of security, meaning you went everywhere Diddy went. You didn't leave the side. You didn't leave it. And if you did, you had another detail there until you got back. And it's never long. Because move a dot, you lose your spot. In the security world, it's a dime a dozen. A dime a dozen. One of the most fired people in Hollywood is security. One of the most fired people are security. They get fired like that. So yeah, they're definitely they're definitely top. So yeah, he is a loser. I was very disappointed when I saw this, because I'm like, wow, so you didn't even care. You just did this because you feel slighted by Diddy. Moving right along. So let's get into what's next. I just wanted to point that out. So 50 Cent says that he's thinking about doing a surviving Diddy. And I want everyone to know that I will not be a part of it. Even if 50 offered, I'd say no. I would say no because Fifty like to tell everybody's story but his own. That's what bothers me about him. He liked to tell everybody's story but his own. He liked to talk about Diddy and all these gay parties and all of this stuff like he wasn't Adam. And that's what gets me. Tell your story. You keep trying to tell everybody else's. What about yours? What about yours? That's what's so hilarious to me about 50 Cent, about Curtis Jackson. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. He want to tell everybody else's story but his own. Tell yours. You've been mentioned in a lot of things there, 50. Look at here, 2 quarters, $50. You have definitely been in your own tea. Like there's plenty of tea out there about you. Plenty. You love to come at Diddy, and I feel like a lot of reasons why you do that is because to take the attention off of you. Okay? To take the attention off of you. Yeah. So, yeah, I just feel like tell your story. You keep going around wanting to tell Rick Ross's and Diddy's and, all these other people. What about you? What about you? Because you're definitely on that list. So I don't get that. I don't get it. You see, this is why Usher shuts stuff up, because Usher knows he's on that list. Okay, it's hard for Usher to come forward and expose Diddy when he's been doing a lot of the same things when he was there, when he participated. So that's why Usher shuts his mouth. That's why Jay-Z shuts his mouth, because there's a lot of things that he would have to explain as well. A lot. So it's best when your closet is full to not be digging in and throwing stuff out of other people. I'm like, that's mad weird. Can you open up that closet that won't shut? That you got a rubber band holding it shut? Can you pull the rubber band so everything can come falling out? I think because you got your own skeletons there, buddy. A lot of them. You absolutely do. You always want to talk about gay. Didn't Vivica call you gay when y'all broke up? But you always Diddy gay, sugar Diddy. Okay, what about you? Yeah. Because you're definitely a part of the crew. So yeah, no, I will not be a part of it unless I can include him. So if I can include him in it, I don't want any dealings, because you're in it too. So it's like a lot of you are. There are people like Ludacris. Damn, it's pretty much like it. I'm just kidding. But there are rappers like him, that stayed away from that stuff. And that's why people like Ludacris aren't like extremely extravagantly rich and all that stuff, because they have morals and values. And their morals and values wouldn't let them cross certain thresholds. It wouldn't let them do certain things. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. It absolutely wouldn't. Vivica alluded. Have you ever heard the song I'm Really, Really Hot by Missy Elliott? Listen to that song I'm Really, Really Hot by Missy Elliott. She says in that song, I don't French kiss unless you 50 Cent. Vivica, we can shine like the president. Yeah. It's given Vivica we can be gay together since 50 years. Because it's a whole lesbian on this track talking about some she don't French kiss unless she 50 Cent. You like women. Known fact. You ain't French kissing no dude, Missy. It's just not happening. So, she could have picked a lot of people. She said, I don't French kiss unless you're 50 Cent. Vivica, we can shine like the president. Was she not hollering at Vivica too? Given she was hollering at both of them. So no, there's tea. There's tea there. It's a lot of honesty in lyrics. So yeah, seems like she was shooting her shot at 50 and Vivica at the same time. Because she said Vivica would shine like, what do you mean by that? She be your first lady or what? You be the president, she's the first lady, and you don't French kiss unless you're her boyfriend? Because they were dating. That's why she said it. Vivica and 50. Threesome? Or what? I'm confused. I don't know. So, the gays. So, I'm just saying, there's definitely tea, and I don't mind breaking it down. There is definitely tea on 50 Cent. A lot. And I feel like that's why he tries to bury it and come for other people. So it's like, look at them, don't look at me. Type of situation. So, I mean, there is tea. There definitely is. And we can get into it, we sure can. Move right along. So let's get into... For real though, I'm just saying, you know me, I'm making it real, and I bring receipts. So I will bring you exactly what I'm talking about. Look, this is that. You know me. So it says, y'all, surprise, Diddy temporarily steps aside as chairman at Revolt in wake of SA lawsuits. Okay, according to TMZ, he has temporarily stepped aside from his role as chairman at Revolt. Per the report, Diddy decided last week he'd make the temporary move. We're told his goal is making the decision was not to allow the accusations he's facing to distract from results, mission, or success. So that is a complete total lie. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like. Over 1,100 in the building. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like. Now, these allegations aren't going to steer anyone from anything. Revolt is losing revenue because Diddy's losing revenue in everything. This is why he never wanted that lawsuit to come public. Why he never wanted that, because people was going to take it and run with it. It would open the floodgate. And it absolutely did. So, but Diddy stepping down as chairman, again, he was the chairman of it in the first place because of his reputation. So his reputation is what made Revolt as big as it is, working with artists such as Young Miami, Joe Budden, and so many other people with these podcasts and whatnot that comes out on Revolt television, okay? So his name is like a stain right now. And that's why I believe why he said that he's doing this temporarily, because he's waiting for basically this to pass over. And then as soon as it does, when people aren't paying attention, I'm going to creep right on back and take the chair back. He shouldn't be there at all. Okay? Like the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas, one of the most expensive hotels, and one of the hotels that bring in one of the most revenues in Las Vegas. When he was accused, the owner, when Steven, when he was accused of what he was being accused of, he stepped down as well. But he did not step down temporarily. He stepped down permanently. And that is what Diddy needs to do. Diddy needs to step down permanently. There's nothing temporary about what he did to these victims. It's permanent. Okay, you don't get to take it back. Why does he act like the things that he did to these people like they're going to disappear? They're going to go away. They're going to go away. So when they go away, when all the trauma and all of that, when all that goes away, I'm coming back. It's never going anywhere. Yeah. So, I mean, as long as they're here, as long as they're alive, it's going to affect them. I don't know about that. But here on this one, it's going to affect them. It's not going anywhere. Okay. So, I really don't get what he means by temporary. No, this needs to be permanent. And people need to push for this to be permanent. Diddy has lost millions of dollars. Okay. Even the lawsuit that he had against the Diablo, how do you say that? The liquor company that he had his tequilas and Ciroc and all of that stuff through whiskey and all of that. They are now submitting inside of the lawsuit. This is why I said that it was weird when we had brought that lawsuit up about him and the liquor company, because they're stating that it had nothing to do with the lawsuit against Cassie, right? Because they stated that they had filed it before. The rumblings were already coming out about who's going to be filing these lawsuits and who's not going to be filing them, right? So a company that big that owns like Casamigos and, you know, all of that stuff, you don't think that they're going to get that information? You don't think that they're going to get that? Okay. So this act in New York comes out last year, the Adult Survivors Act. So there's definitely going to be celebrities on this list. There's definitely going to be people, because again, it's from any time, pretty much, like I believe like roughly from the either the 80s or the 90s one, I don't know, something like that. But the statute of limitation does not necessarily affect you with bringing up these lawsuits, right? So it's a high probability that there are going to be celebrities that are going to be being sued, that people are going to be bringing lawsuits on, because it's a human thing to do what happened to these victims, not a celebrity thing. Like, it's a human thing. So of course, there was going to be people like Diddy on that list because he hails from New York. So there's a big time frame of if he committed any of these acts, that that lawsuits can be brought up against him. So sure enough, when they got word that there may be people like Cassie Ventura and others that are going to be filing lawsuits against Diddy, they wanted to break ties immediately before this. Okay. So Revolt couldn't step away from Diddy because he's the chairman. So if they had a way of removing him prior to the allegations, then they would have done so. They were not able to because he, again, is the chairman. He created Revolt. But there's a lot of people that he's partnered with that are partnered with other people and other brands that do not want to be associated with anything like this. They don't want to be associated. So now that same set liquor company has added Cassie's lawsuit into their lawsuit, their response to Diddy, because Diddy's suing them, not them suing Diddy. They're suing, you know, he's suing them for discrimination and other things. Although Diddy only put in nearly $1 million into this company, and they put in over $100 million. To get his liquor Ciroc and, you know, and all that other stuff, you know, off the ground and really push and market it. And now they've added the Cassie lawsuit, and to state with them adding it is more so of this is even more reason we don't want to be associated, you know, with this individual. When it was the whole start, we all should just say from jump, this pending lawsuit does not look good for our company, you know, stuff like that. We don't involve ourselves with any type of essay or anything like that. But now they've added it in as a reason to that they're not discriminating against him. Not only are we not discriminating, he has all of this stuff going on, multiple lawsuits against him for SA. Our brand is not associated with anyone that is being accused, nor has done any of those things. So yeah, I find it mighty weird that Diddy's suing them for discrimination. He's doing it because he knows you're not being discriminated against. You are a criminal. And not only are you a criminal, you are an essayer and you've traumatized a lot of people. And there is a lot, we have no idea how many people you have affected. So we're not going to wait around and see. We're going to remove ourselves from you and our brand immediately. So we don't have to worry about people boycotting us, because this is what people do. Like Joe Budden. Let's pull him up. Like Joe Budden and Carisha. Carisha's doing a special show on Carisha Please for the holidays and whatnot. Hold on, I think it's right here. Okay, so Tasha K says Joe Budden is a puppet and breaks down why he's scared to report on Diddy. So now the main reason I feel that Joe is a puppet, I do agree with Tasha when she say he's a puppet, because he is. And he works for Revolt TV. His main podcast, his main bread that comes in comes from Diddy. So people like Joe are extremely hypocritical, because he felt the main, like Joe has stated on the podcast that he didn't say anything about what was going on with Diddy because there's a possibility that some of these things, especially violent, could be true. So with the violent things possibly being able to be true, it's like you don't want to say something and then you're looked at as an arse, after you say it, because it's find out these things are actually true. So a real person, like, shout out to the young lady. Oh, I forgot her name. It escapes me. So many names. It escapes me, but she stepped down from running Revolt TV's podcast and said, as a survivor of SA, I cannot continue, to do the podcast or work underneath Diddy with him being accused of these things. And this is what all pretty much everyone for Revolt should do, because Diddy stepping down as chairman is y'all doing something that y'all should have been done. So with Diddy not being chairman right now, he's not Joe Budden's boss. So if Joe would have already stepped down from doing the podcast or switching his podcast to another network, or just saying that, right now, then he is going to be carrying the torch. Then people are going to be like, shout out to Joe Budden, for taking this opportunity, and really standing with the people and, not, sticking with that ish, whatnot, shout out to him. He did not do that. His loyalty lies with Diddy. Well, his loyalty line with Diddy is because of the check. So with the check, again, a lot of enablers. Joe gives enabler. So if he was around Diddy while Diddy was doing whatever he was doing to these victims, Joe Budden would have allowed it as long as he was getting his check. That's all that says. Because Diddy stepping down is no different than the podcaster that said that she was no longer doing the show on Revolt. She's stepping down. I'm done. I can't be a part of nothing like that, because people will come for the brand, right? So with the young lady that stepped down, why are her audience will come to her? Why are you're a survivor of SA? Why are you still working for Revolt? Why are you still working for Diddy at all whatsoever with all that's going on? How could you even do that? Okay, so now she's being attacked. Her brand, her name, her show is being attacked, all due to the person that she's allegedly working for. So remove yourself from it, because then you're solid. You're good. You don't have to worry about any backlash or anything like that. And you get to keep your audience in the process. Right? So then moving on to this liquor company with Diddy. Same thing. If they keep working with him and doing Ciroc and the whiskey and all of that stuff, how are you as a company protecting and working with this person that is being accused of all of these heinous things? So now people are, boycott them. Don't buy their alcohol. Don't this, don't that. You don't have to worry about that cutting ties, because then you're doing the right thing, because you're going to have to do it anyway. Either way it goes. So as soon as you hear about it, it's better to do something then, because you can't do something about something until you know. So now knowing what happened, knowing within this lawsuit and whatnot, of him settling and all of that, to me, the settle is an admitted of guilt on Diddy's behalf, not Cassie's. It lets us know that she's telling the truth. She gotta be. What you settle so quick for? Like, ain't been 24 hours. You already just like, shut up, check your mouth. Type of situation. Not she's lying, she's wrong. None of those things happened. Diddy ain't saying that. He ain't saying that. Diddy ain't called Cassie no money grab. He did not say that. He didn't. The people that want Diddy's money was saying that Diddy's innocent. So yeah, so this is definitely so yeah, I agree. When Tasha says that he's a puppet for Diddy, he absolutely is. And he's going to keep doing that. And this is a hilarious part of it, is that Diddy's stepping down as chairman. So at this point in time, Joe has no protection. Absolutely. Joe, wouldn't this be a horrible time for your allegations to come back up? This would be an awful time for that, wouldn't it? This would be an awful time, Joe Budden, for your allegations to resurface. You don't want that, do you? Because I have a way of making things pop. I have a way of having people pay attention to me. Really good at it. So yeah, it's not a problem for me because your allegations can come back up too. It's not a problem. Okay. And who's going to protect you? Diddy's gone. Diddy's not the chairman. Who got your back? Just when you thought you had a friend? I would hate for the rest of the Revolt team to feel that you're not a good look for the podcast. Your podcast isn't a good look for their brand. You know, we had to get rid of our chairman for the same things. So you got to go too. And there will be no Diddy around to be like, Joe's not going anywhere. Who you got in your pocket? Who you got in your pocket? Because Joe, let's not act like you and Diddy don't have a history. Weren't you the same one that was saying that you were bisexual just to try to take it back? Bisexual with who? Bisexual with who? Was Diddy not fitting the bill? Was he not making the agreement that you guys had and you were about to blow the whistle? Because you said you were bisexual. You did. Bisexual with whom? Could you elaborate? Because I will. Could you elaborate? Did you not say you're bisexual and all of a sudden you went, oh, just kidding. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Yeah, Mr. I will never say a bad word about. You're giving Farnsworth right now. You're giving Farnsworth Bentley. You definitely are. I just want you to know that. Like, you're definitely giving Daryl. So Derek. You're definitely giving Derek right now. Oh my goodness. Joe Budden, let's not make it seem like for 2 whole years you wasn't over there with Sin fine ass. Damn, she fine. And she ripping and running the streets because she couldn't get no zit. Why she couldn't get no ping, Joey? Joey. Why was Sin not getting no ping? You want to talk about it? Care to talk about it? Why was Sin not getting no ping? Remember when she was in the middle of the Hollywood street, she tried to get a hotel after she had a baby so y'all could go smash all of that shit. You ain't want no part. Oh, I'm tired. How you tired? You was just with Diddy. You weren't tired over there. You weren't tired at Diddy after party. You weren't tired at the Revolt party. Now it's time to go home. You tired? I got us a hotel for the weekend so you can beat the kookaraa. And you tired? You just want to go home? Queer? Sin got out the car and left. She got out the Uber and just screaming in the middle of the road. Basically, somebody big. And you wonder why y'all not together. She wasn't getting no D. Why? Joey, why was Sin not getting no ping? You want to discuss it? Because as a fellow bisexual, I can tell you why. I know. I know. Joey, I'm not lying on you. Literally, it was like 3 episodes of Love and Hip Hop where Sin was saying right after she had the baby that she won't get done. And it's not that she didn't look good, she looked great. She looked great. Y'all made dudes to hit that like immediately, like say less. That would have hit Sin, like, and you got all this good Gucci. This beautiful stacked woman. She got it all. Top, bottom, she got it all. And she is just livid that she can't get no pain. Why? She's gorgeous. I mean, there's no complaints. Like the woman, beautiful, head to toe, beautiful. Beautiful. Most men dream girl. Most men wish that they could touch her. And she begging? Shaggy? Oh, okay. Sin Santana, is that her name? Sin Santana or something like that? From Love and Hip Hop. They have a child together. Joe Budden and Sin. If you watch some old episodes of Love and Hip Hop when they first had the baby, yeah. I remember like it was yesterday. She was begging for it. And because she was trying to do it at the house. He kept making every excuse in the world. And then they were in the car in an Uber after he had got done working. And she had got a hotel for them for a day or two or something like that. And she had got a sitter for the baby. And she just wanted him to take her to the hotel and just take her. Just take me. He said, no, he wanted to go home. He said he wanted to go to bed. I want to go to bed. I want to touch you, gross. I don't want to touch you. I want to go to sleep. So then Sin got out the Uber in the middle of the street and was walking down the street and was saying, basically, who wants that? Hey, like, who? I need some. I don't know too many hetero men who women have that problem. I'm just saying. Because he wasn't cheating. Not then. He wasn't cheating. He wasn't cheating. And if he did, there wasn't no breast involved. That's all I gotta say. Wasn't no breast involved. So yeah. So he's a puppet for many different reasons. If you ask me, when it comes to him and Diddy, because mighty weird. He was on this podcast and stated he was bisexual. He stated that he would, little fizz, and whatnot. You're saying all of these things, non-hetero things, but okay. All right. So when people are like, oh, well, why won't Joe Budden say anything? I mean, why won't Carisha? Why won't Carisha? She has a show. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Play the clip of who? Play the clip of what? Please hit the like. Please hit the like. We can't play Love and Hip Hop on here. So we all talking about Love and Hip Hop. We can't play that. VH1 will pop you immediately, like during the broadcast. Absolutely. And if you want to hear what Tasha K said, just go over to our show. Absolutely. Just go over to our show. I don't know what of hers I can play and what I can't play. I'm not going to say that she's going to strike me, but I know she has like the content ID thing on her stuff, so I don't want it to like pop me. If you notice, I don't play Tasha K like that, and I don't play TMZ because yeah, you can get so yeah, but Tasha K just reported on this, so you can go watch one of her recent lives on her Unwind with Tasha K over here on YouTube, and check out everything Tasha said. But yeah, shout out to her. I do agree with what Tasha said. So yeah, I would just encourage you to go over to her channel and check that out again, Unwind with Tasha K on YouTube. So yays, but yeah, I find it mighty weird. That Carisha, she's not gonna say anything. Why would Joe? Y'all saying, oh, well, Diddy's Carisha's man. Allegedly Joe, too. Oh, allegedly Joe's, too. Bisexual, recognized bisexual. Allegedly Joe's, too. Because Carisha, girl, get finished. Girl, you can't even convince us that Diddy over there treating you. Girl, please. Girl, you're an animal to him. Girl, please. You're a body. You can't come. That's you running around with poppy signs and all of that, girl, please. Because he likes being called daddy, Carisha. Okay, that's why you put poppy. It means the same thing, sweetheart. I don't know if you tried to invent the remix, but yeah, it means the same thing. Cassie wasn't even allowed to call her grandfather like daddy, and her father either. He wanted him to call, or he wanted her to call them different nicknames. Because he daddy. It's in the lawsuit. Mm-hmm. He didn't. She couldn't even call her own dad. There's so much. Mm-hmm. And she couldn't call her grandfather like granddaddy or no. Mm-mm. He was the only person allowed for her to call daddy. Nobody else, buddy. Nobody, buddy. Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely over there treating Carisha like trash. So the gifts and stuff that she's gotten, you know, and whatnot. I think the reason why Carisha doesn't necessarily get hit or anything like that as of now is because she is a willing participant. See, Cassie wasn't desperate. Carisha is desperate. Mm-hmm. Other than Diddy and Carisha, please, she has nothing going on. And a person like Carisha is completely afraid of leaving the spotlight. Mm-mm. She likes being in it. She do. So even if there are some things that I feel like make her uncomfortable, she may feel uncomfortable while doing them, but she's willingly doing them. I don't feel like she's being forced. I don't feel that way. I don't feel like she's being forced. Just my opinion. I mean, it could be completely different. And if she came forward and said something, I would listen to her. I would not call her a liar or anything like that. But as of now, it feels like willing participant. It feels like I'm doing these things because it's the only way to keep them. If I don't do these things, then because she has no relevance outside of Diddy. None. She doesn't. The City Girls. Carisha, please, is on Revolt. Ain't nobody checking for her. I'm just keeping it real. No one's checking for her. Let's see how many awards Carisha win in 2024. Let's see if will a show on Revolt even be nominated. Man. So yeah, I feel like that's her only relevance. She doesn't have any other relevance, like, you know. I mean, they tried the whole City Girl thing. That's over. I mean, they could keep, I guess, doing. I mean, I guess if they bored, I guess. But the City Girls is over, as far as we're concerned. And Carisha is not a good solo artist. She's not. Just like when people are like, oh, well, Carisha named, JT asked Carisha questions about who she want to work with. And she didn't name Nicki or Cardi. Well, she's already worked with Cardi. So they say who you want to work with, meaning like you haven't. She's worked with Cardi. She hasn't worked with Nicki. And why would she mention Nicki's name? Nicki don't want to work with her. She had the opportunity. When Nicki did the Freaky Girl remix, she asked Carisha to do a goddamn thing. I mean, she even put Akbar on it before Carisha. Like, so clearly, Nicki don't feel like she's talented. Nicki don't think she can spit. Because if she did, she would have invited her. She didn't. She didn't invite her. So why would she put Nicki on her? I'm like, why would she put Nicki on the list? I'm like, I wouldn't put Nicki on it either. I mean, she didn't put me on hers. So why I gotta like, but you know me, I don't bother no one. So yeah. So I'm just like, interesting. Interesting. Yes, Carisha is lazy. Carisha want to lay up and be a trophy to someone. And that's fine. She should just pick somebody hetero. That's my thing. That's my thing. Because I wouldn't say that Diddy's gay, but he's definitely not straight. He's not. Mm-mm. No. I've heard of cuckolds and I've heard of watchers and stuff like that. Diddy is not that. Diddy is it's on a whole nother level when it comes to that. Diddy's not a hetero male. He's not. Now, he doesn't have to claim gay. He doesn't, but he's damn sure not claiming straight. No, you're not doing that. Because if he's straight, I'm straight. He's straight, I'm straight. It's that simple. We straight together. How about that? You sleep with dudes, but you got a girlfriend. Okay, I guess. But yeah, he's not convincing me that he's a hetero male. Like, no. And no, I wouldn't say that he's pansexual because that's more so of a pansexual is like one person to me, in my opinion, of someone that's pansexual, meaning one pretty much like one guy or something like that may have came by and made them kind of because a lot of men are, I would say bisexual, but just not sexually, right? So there's a lot of guys that are really close to their guy friends and they do everything but sleep together. They do everything but sexual things. So it's like even have kissed each other before, and stuff like that. But when they think of pleasure, they think of woman. So there are a lot of guys that are extremely close to each other, basically dating their friend, and they don't realize it. It's called girlfriend, boyfriend. Okay. The difference between if I'm hetero and I have a girlfriend, she's still my friend. We hang out. We know a lot about each other. We have a lot in common. We have a good time, and all of that stuff. And but we get sexual, with each other too. Okay, or we're intimate with each other too. That's really the only cutoff. Because a lot of these dudes be literally dating their friends. Like they eat together, sleep together, wake up together, leave together, work out together, work together. Like everything they do is together. Everything. And a lot of times they come into it becomes a problem if a guy's dating a girl because a lot of times he's spending more time with his guy friend than he is the girl. So it's like, who are you dating? Are you dating him? Or are you dating me? And then a guy look at the girl like, that's just my homie. What's wrong with you? I ain't gay. Da, 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 da. You basically are. I mean, you basically are though. You're just not acting upon any like sexual feeling. But like other than that, it's the same thing. So I mean, it's just without the physical. So just like emotional cheating, it's the same thing. Like with a friend, like you're super close. Like I mean, it's still cheating. So like a dude can go out with a girl, take her out on dates, and they never kiss or anything like that, but share a lot of intimate details about each other's lives and whatnot. A person is still going to look at that as cheating. Still cheating. Doesn't matter that you weren't sexual with her. It's like you did everything but. So, but it's still cheating. I mean, it is. Most people would prefer physical cheating over emotional cheating because emotional cheating, you build a bond. Sex, there's no bond. It's just is what it is. That can be anybody. But emotion, you're selective. So you're choosing, someone to have this feeling towards that you should be giving to your partner. So it's like you and your partner are barely speaking, things like that, but you and this person chopping it up, y'all going out to eat, y'all this, y'all that, y'all don't want to see the movie, you're cheating. It's still cheating. Like you may not view it that way. I didn't penetrate the person and they didn't so I didn't cheat. You did everything but. And honestly, most people would prefer physical cheating because that's easier to get over. Emotional cheating is hard because then that person is like in your head. So As much as you try to stay away from them, it's going to be a higher probability that you will go back to them. A physical bond is easier to cut. An emotional one is not. It isn't. Especially if you work with them, or something like that. Hell, most people don't even want you to work at that place anymore. Like, no, you got to find a new job. Because, no. Because it's just a matter of time before it keeps growing and grows into something else. That's the type of person that completely leave you. Like, they'll leave for that person, everything. Because, like, y'all basically in a relationship. Y'all just haven't consummated everything else you done did, though. So it's just like, you basically, we ain't really dating anymore. We just kind of roommates, at this point. So, yeah, that's definitely how anybody that dates Diddy. Only in public, are you treated as if you are in a relationship with them. Mm-hmm. Like when Diddy and Miami put up pictures of each other, and stuff like that, it's always public. It's always PDA, public displays of affection. It's not like somebody's randomly recording and they're just sitting there chilling and recording, and then you look over and you see Diddy and Young Miami all up over each other. No. That's why most of the time, like, they took pictures in the bar and Diddy was like all over her, like putting his arms around her and all of that stuff. And then when there was pictures taken in the bar by like onlookers about everything, Diddy was with the dudes. He wasn't near her. He wasn't near her. He was only by her for a photo op, like to show people, But then he'd be on the other side with the men. Whenever you look at the majority of his parties, it's young males that are at his party. They overpopulate the women. That's what really made people start side-eyeing Diddy's parties, because it's just like, who is all these dudes? Like, it's like, where are the girls at? Because if you go to a Tupac party, women, 200 women, 4 dudes, and they all his friends. 300 women, you go to a Lil Wayne party, 400 women, 17 dudes. Like, that's it. But then you go to a Diddy party, and it'd be 350 males and 8 girls. So that's when people really started to be like, wait a minute. I'm gonna see some movies. Where the coochie at? Where the take all bitties? No. No. Central Club? Yeah, let's go to the club. Because it's just like, yeah, no. Now, like me going to a Diddy party, I'll be like, hey, party in the house, party in the house, party in the house. If I go, hey, y'all, say, me, I'm going to, and that's on period. But a hetero dude, he's not going to want to be there. They're not. Y'all know how hetero dudes think. Where is the G? Where is the women? Where the girls at? Where the females at? Then, like, when they go to a party, they want to be twerked on, all that, like, where the girls at? But then you go to Diddy party, sausage party. When you get there, because I'll be cool at it, but I don't ain't gonna want that. Like, it's like 400. Where's all the women at? Whatnot. It's not like going to like a Playboy mansion. It's a house filled with women. It's just women everywhere. Women galore. Every time you turn your head, it's 7, 8 girls walking past. Type of situation. Diddy party? No. You're not getting that. You absolutely are not. So I'm going to cut the live right here. We're at our hour and a half mark. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the super stickers and super chats and all that good stuff. I love y'all. We will be back later. Now I'm hearing Misa Hilton. Okay. Diddy's baby mama. Okay. Justin Combs' mother. Is allegedly filing a lawsuit. All right. Now I've been getting the tea. I've been, so we will come back and talk about that in about an hour. We'll come back and then we're gonna go over to coffee. So yes. So we will be coming back and talking about Misa. Is this lawsuit real? Is it fake? What's going on? What that were. There's also rumors of Cassie's and Diddy's FO videos have been surfacing on. So we're going to talk about that too. Is it real? Is it fake? What's going on? Please hit the like. Please subscribe. Okay, if you haven't already, I love you all. I will see you guys later until the next show. Thank you.